Welcome to Myth Makers, a mini-series about money making here on the channel. It's gonna be an experimental thing. So essentially, as you can see, there's a gear thing on screen, which is the gear I picked that I will be earning through this series. Obviously, it's nothing amazing or anything like that. I specifically picked like a more low-level, early mid-level setup, melee setup in this case. Nothing here requires above level 40 to be wielded, I hope. And on top of that, I also made it so there's no quests or untradeable items or anything like that are required, mainly because it's a money-making series, so yeah, I kinda just want to earn the GP and everything. So yeah, I tried to make a combination of expensive items, but also items that actually work as a setup. So if I were to actually use this to train my melee stats, for example, this would actually work because it's a decent setup. It's not the best, but hey. So obviously there's some restrictions for this series, because otherwise at my level it would be a bit too easy to earn this setup. So first of all, there's no money making methods that can be used on different episodes. I only recorded like 2 or 3 episodes, I think, I don't know yet. So there's, I won't be able to use the same money making method more than once per episode. And the second restriction, and this is by far the most interesting one, I think, I can't use any methods that require levels that are above level 40. So any methods that I can make money out of that require less than level 40 in a stat, I can do it. Anything more, I can't. So let's get into it. So I actually have no idea how this series will actually end up turning out. Interestingly though, I always would go on YouTube and like sort of see, a lot of money making methods and stuff like that were like supposed to be really good and whatnot. And I kinda just wanted to do the opposite and just, make a series where, yeah, it's mostly about low level money making methods. So I'm gonna start by doing, obviously I have the, can't buy items that are over 100 GP in value from the G. Post-editing Silo here, I actually ended up taking off this restriction, and as a result replaced some of the items with more expensive items. So at first I was going for a Amulet of Glory, for example, and I replaced that with a Fury and Berserk Ring and etc. Purely because this didn't exactly make the series much fun, so I just replaced it. So ignore every time I say this. So that's gonna restrict a lot of the stuff that I can do, and the fact that I've kept the skills essentially to 40 while I'm doing this on my main account, and as you can see I have pretty high stats. I'm actually not gonna be doing any higher level money making methods or anything like that. So yeah, but I'm gonna essentially just try and, keep it to low-level money-making methods, because I think that's kind of interesting, I think that a lot of players, especially when you struggle the most making GP, is when you are low-level. I think that when you are high-level, you just go kill some boss or go do Slayer and you just make a bunch of GP. So I'm just picking up some stuff here in Lumbridge Castle because I need some GP to sort of start. I'm also not gonna be obviously using my POH and stuff like that, otherwise, again, it would be kind of a bit too easy to a point to make GP, and yeah, I'm not about that life. But I think there's actually a lot of good money making methods that are low level that I think that a lot of people oftentimes overlook. So I'm gonna try and explore some of them. I'm gonna just, because ultimately what I want people to learn with this series is mostly that, honestly, the way you make GP in RuneScape is just by playing the game. The more you play, the more you just essentially accumulate shit, and yeah, that's essentially what's gonna happen. So yeah. Okay, so I think everything we have can be sold for a nice amount of GP. Yeah, 700 GP. I don't need much more than this. So I'm gonna go to the G and just sell it real quick. Okay, here we are at the G. So we're gonna just sell some more items. Hopefully we get some nice amount of GP. Hopefully they sell for mid, that would be great. Okay, so everything's sold and we actually got 800 GP, and now the first thing I'm actually gonna get is an adamant axe, because we're gonna be doing some woodcutting, since that is gonna be quite a nice amount of profit for us to finally get some GP in our account. Now, I already have my forestry kit. And obviously I have 99 with cutting, so it's not gonna be like a one-to-one comparison to your account. I'm just gonna be fucked to create a new account, I'm gonna be completely honest. But yeah, I have my forestry kit already. It's completely free though, so yeah, now that we have our Eddy axe, we're actually gonna go to Drainer and just cut some trees. Okay, we have finally arrived and we are at the world, the forestry world, and if you need a forestry kit, you just come here. It's free, so you just buy it. I don't need it anymore, but you know. But now that we're here, we're actually not gonna do willow trees, we're gonna do oak trees. For two main reasons. Number one, well, oak trees only require level 15 with getting as opposed to 30, and secondly, oak logs actually cost more than willow logs, a difference of like 15 GP, but still, you know, oak logs are easier to get and faster to get because you have a lower level. So we're just gonna get there some oak logs to give us some initial GP. Also, I do recommend doing this in a forestry world, because while you don't see anyone, that's because I have the identity or entity either plugin, so otherwise it's too much lag. But yeah, because with getting with other people nowadays gives you a boost, so you know, that's sort of what you want. And that's already our first inventory. Obviously, you know, for you would probably be a bit slower because I have 99 with getting against. But yeah, that's 1.3k. It might not seem like a lot, but then if we also view this, we have 7 oak leaves, and these also there's some GP. I don't know how much GP exactly they are, but yeah, given how fast that is, if you do that for like an hour or something like that, yeah, that's gonna give us some base GP, because I want to try some other money making methods that actually require some GP, and hey, with forestry this is like really good to get nowadays. Okay, so I gathered 500 logs, as you can see, that we're going to sell. We're gonna leave in mid, maybe? Yes, 25k to our name, and furthermore, I don't need the X anymore, but furthermore, we can actually view this, and there we go, an extra 141 oak leaves, which we can also sell for a nice amount of profit. It's an extra 3.8k. Hey, everything is GP, I also don't need this anymore, so you can sell it. Thank you. So now I essentially have 30k to my name. I should have 30k because I have... Yes, that's good. So I have 30k. So what I'm gonna do with this, we're actually gonna buy flax. There we go. We're gonna buy like 10k. Exactly. And thank you. And well, we're gonna spin it. Pretty obvious there. Oh, I actually have... Yeah, okay, it's there. So I'm actually gonna go back to Lumbridge. So I can use the spinning wheel at Lumbridge, which is one of the closest when you don't really have anything unlocked. And on top of that, spinning flax only requires level 10 crafting, so it's actually incredibly low level, and the best part is both strings actually cost over 100 GP each. So essentially you're making over 100 GP per string, and on top of that you're gaining crafting XP, and on top of that only requires 10 crafting. So, oh, and it's also incredibly AFK. Can you go up, please? There we go. So we just go here to our bank. We withdraw the flax. We run down. And we go to the spinning wheel. And then one here. Bowstring. And there we go. And that costs, as you can see, 123 GP each, so we're making 120 GP on each bowstring. It's AFK, you get 15 crafting XP, and you only require level 10. So that's what I'm gonna be doing with all of the flax we just bought, and that should net us a pretty decent amount of GP, all things considered. And we're pretty much finished with it. We just have an extra 4, and as you can see, I'm 3 hours and a half into this. In reality, I'm actually like, I already got 6-hour logs, so I'm actually like almost 10 hours into this. So yes, it took us like almost 10 hours to spin 10k flax, which it's a lot, but I would wager it's actually pretty good. It's gonna be well worth it, and I'm gonna show you later on how much I made. So yeah, we have 10,000 flax, let's actually sell it. Also, if you are low level, instead of just going through there and face the dark wizards... Why am I lagging? It's almost 3 fucking AM, why is it like... Oh, fuck me, anyway. Instead of like going there and facing the wizards, you can actually just take this path and actually go around, so you never actually are threatened by the wizards. So, as you can see, this a low game... Why am I lagging so much? It's 3 AM? Oh yeah, just random oh, fuck me. Anyway, as you can see, you just pass through the wizards. The wizards never are a problem, they never attack you, so if you're a low level, you can use that path. But yeah, I'm just massively lagging and I'm snapping everywhere. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So we have arrived, and while it did take us like almost 10 hours of work, we pretty much turned, how much was it? 30k into 1.1 mil pretty much, probably even more, but let's see if it insta-sells. Yeah, it insta-sold 1.18. So yeah, we pretty much got 1.150, so 1 mil, 150k profit just like that. It took us a while to do, but hey, it was well worth it. And again, just you know, where is it spinning? Flax into bowstrings, level 10. That's all you need, level 10. Again, like, it's not the best GP per hour. I mean, I was getting like what, 100k GP per hour. Again, it's nothing amazing, but for needing level 10 crafting is not all that bad. I can also show you the XP we actually earned in all of this. So yeah, we have the woodcutting XP, 20k, but yeah, 150k crafting XP right there. So not bad. If you do this from level 10, we are looking at, you know, 150k. That's a good few levels. That's into like what, the 30s, maybe 40s. I don't know, because I have kind of high levels. Anyway, now that we have all of the GP, we actually can buy some goodies. So in this episode, because it's the first one and whatnot, I decided to go for the cheapest ones, and then we can tackle, you know, the more expensive ones in later episodes. So first of all, I'm gonna be buying myself an Unholy Blessing, which is the most expensive item for our arrow slot, unless you buy bolts or arrows or whatever, but for a melee setup that's not really useful, so that's one down. Secondly, I want to buy myself a rune chain body, which actually is only slightly worse than a rune plate body, and on top of that, you don't need Dragon Slayer completed to equip it. You only need level 40 defense. So we have our body slot, and next up I would like to buy Ceridomin plate legs, which is essentially the equivalent to yeah, a bit more expensive, you know. I went through some. Is it really not buying? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do. Yeah, right, I'm gonna put it at 65k, and I'm gonna let it buy slowly, because, yeah. And then I will also buy a Ceridomin Kite Shield. So these are basically the rune variants, but they have like one prayer bonus, so the rune variants don't actually have a prayer bonus. I'm just gonna leave them there, but yeah, we still have 1 million GP, and we can buy another item. So you know, since we're already talking about rune god items, let's actually buy a Zamorak Full Helm. There we go. This one's a tiny bit more expensive, you know, and it's not buy. Okay, I'm just gonna leave them in a G. They will eventually buy. Okay, and actually our Ceridomin Kite Shield just bought, so I guess that's another extra item. In the future, obviously, you know, some of these items are a bit cheap, like the Runeshade body and whatnot. Basically, I imposed myself the restriction when it came to the setup of limited 40 stats. Obviously, I have higher, but still. And for a level 40 melee setup, I sort of went a, you know, midway of also not allowing untradables, so I can go for the torso or whatever. And even then, I think the torso requires level 45 defense, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, I went for a, you know, decent-ish setup, melee setup, that I also try to go for it being a bit expensive. It's not the most expensive, because obviously I'm limited in terms of money makers that I can make by a level and by GP. But yeah, from this episode onwards, now that we bought the cheapest items, every episode from now on is going to require us to do a little bit of stuff, and as I mentioned, well, there's 3 money makers that are out of the table: getting oak logs, spinning flax, and just picking up items in Lumbridge specifically, especially knives, leather boots, and bronze pickaxe, I think, and cabbages. I think those are the items that I picked up. So those are not available in the future episodes, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and we have an extra 260k to go for the next one. Welcome to the second episode here, and as you can see, we have our full elm and we have our Sarah plate legs. We're looking like just a straight up pro at the game. I mean, ignore the rune chain, but still, we're looking like a pro. And in this episode, we're gonna go for the, like the rest of the items are a bit expensive, and we're gonna go for the most expensive, which is the Berserker ring. We could just buy like a warrior's ring, which is way cheaper. But where's the fun in that, right? So we're gonna go for the Berserker ring, and I have 255k because I had to pay some taxes, so I lost like 5k just playing around with stuff. So yeah, what we're gonna be doing in this episode is mostly gonna be actually focused on just production stuff, because last episode I feel that we gained a bit too much XP, and I think that we need to tone down the amount of XP we're gaining. So yeah, this episode is going to be mainly focused on things that actually don't have any requirements, or at least I don't think they do. So yeah, obviously 255k are not enough to pay for the Berserker ring, which costs like 3 mil. So yeah, let's go into GE, and I'm gonna buy some stuff, and I'm gonna explain to you what I'm gonna be doing. So the first item here that I want to buy are jugs. Then I want to buy buckets. These are all the items that we actually need, empty items, and well, you probably figured out what we're going to be doing. We're actually going to be filling them. We are left with 70k, which we're going to be using later on, don't worry too much about it. But yeah, we have 13k, which is the limit for each items, and I'm going to be filling them with water. Now, there's essentially two places you can do this at. One of those places would be, well, I mean, you have like the cooking guild, but that has some requirements. The first place would be Falador. As you can see, there's a water pump here, and the bank is right there. So it's actually pretty close to the bank, and it doesn't take too much time to fill stuff. However, the place I'm going to be doing it is actually in Osidius, or Zea, here, in the kitchen. Now, I don't know if you need any quest to enter Zea, I don't remember anymore, but even if you do, it's just like a level 3 quest, I'm pretty sure. And while you do need favor, because as you can see 100%, so you need favor to use the kitchen. Now, I'm not entirely sure if you need favor to use the entirety of the kitchen or just the ranges, right? I know that the ranges you definitely do need favor, the rest I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna be using this kitchen anyway. If you can't, just use Falador. Falador's pretty good anyway. I mean, this is too early, oops. Yeah, use Falador, it's pretty close anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna be filling all of these with water, and I'll be back once they are filled. Okay, and here we are at the kitchen, and as you can see, there's a sink right there next to a bank, so it's actually gonna be incredibly easy to fill them here. We can deposit them, there we go, and then all we do is just this, and the character will fill the jugs on his own. It's not entirely FK, as it can fill it pretty fast, but yeah, it's not gonna take us too long, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take us like, I mean, it's gonna take us a couple of hours at least, but yeah, it's not entirely FK, but it's also not, super click intensive either. You just do this, and then, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna be filling the buckets as well, and the teacups, and then I'm also gonna be doing bowls of water, because I couldn't buy those. As you can see, the offer was for the bowls. I couldn't buy them, but yeah, once I have GP, I will definitely do that as well, because we definitely need some GP for this episode. So we're just finishing here. Just took a little while longer than I thought it would take, but we're finally done with it. And I think we're gonna make a nice amount of money here. And I did say that I wanted money to buy bowls so I could fill with water, which is also a nice amount of profit. However, I hope I have GP, because I kinda wanna move on to do a different thing. So also this place is amazing. It's just like, just go and you just my internet is always lagging at this point. I don't know, like it just spends 24/7 lagging, but there we go. You don't even need to move, it's really great. And I want these 3 things. Oh my lord, it's lagging so hard. Anyway, let's go to the G and sell them off. Okay, there we are at the G, and hopefully all of these sell, because yeah, I kinda need some GP, and these, I don't know if they will. Probably I'm just gonna leave them there, but these should sell. So that's 400k. And this is 300. So these two, I'm pretty sure they should sell. Yeah, okay, so this insta sold 338k. Thank you for the GP. And I don't know if this is gonna sell, but this should sell. Okay, so we're back at sold. So that's a nice profit. Not as good as the jugs, but at the same time it's easier to actually see them mellow. And so these are bronze bars finally. And if we go the capsule, I'm just gonna let them sell since they cost like only 3 GP each. I'll still make GP if I sell them for like 5. Not as much obviously, but some GP is GP. So as you can see, jugs 50k, bought them for 4 each, sold them for 338, so pretty good profit. Buckets 91k, sold them for 389, so yeah, overall not bad for just filling water. But now we're gonna actually go to our next money making method, which involves smithing. Okay, so I think that in terms of not requirements, or there not being any requirements, I think that the anvils here in the Rock West Bank are actually the easiest, so I'm just gonna be using them and do all of these bars. And all we're gonna be doing is actually, where is it? Dart tips, exactly. So each bar, which costs 200 GP, produces 10 dart tips. And as you can see, if you can price check internet, please. Do you not gonna... please? Okay, so they're 47 each. Each bar produces 10, so that's 400 GP essentially per bar. So essentially you're doubling your money with dart tips, which are very low level. I don't know which level actually you need. Actually, let me open this. Bronze. You need level 4 to make bronze dart tips. So I'm gonna make all of these bronze dart tips and then I'll be back, and hopefully I will have money for what I want to do. And we're almost done with this, so I have 15 bars left. As you can see, almost 35,000 dart tips. This is gonna sell for a nice amount of profit. So I'm just gonna make them and then I'm gonna sell them, and then I should have... There we go, we ended with 35,000 dart tips, and for a level 4 method, let's see how much XP I gained. So I've gained 43,000 XP. So not too bad, honestly, you know, for a level 4 method, it's pretty decent. Right, so my caps aren't selling, but I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. Maybe they do, maybe they do. Bit of a fail thing, but this should sell for 1.5 bill, and okay, we need to wait a little bit for them to sell, but clearly they do sell, so that's good. Alright, so it just sold. We got almost 1.5 mil, which means that we can actually get to do the next money making method, which I have been meaning to do for a while. I was just trying to accumulate some GP so I can actually have something to go off of, which is tanning cow hides. And we're gonna tan leather, specifically art leather, as I believe that is better profit at the moment. Even if it's a bit slow at selling, it should be fine, I think. Let's just bump this up a bit and buy it. Okay, it's buying. It's a bit expensive at the moment, but maybe we can do some cow killing or something like that to collect some leather later on. But for now, I'm just gonna tan it after I buy it, of course. Okay, so it's the next day, and yeah, this didn't sell. I'm gonna try and just dump them, but yeah, the cow hides did buy, and yeah, we can finally tan some leather. Okay, so what we'll actually be doing, because you know, it's just like a read. You go from the bank, and then you go to the tanner. It's pretty simple. I could use the crafting guild, which is actually not the slowest, the fastest. And art leather, there we go. Just like that, super easy. But I could use the crafting guild, which is the fastest. But it requires either 99 crafting or the art Felidor Diaries, and I don't think most players will have that. But yeah, if you have that, definitely use that. You just need to go upstairs and. Yeah, you have a tanner there. It's way closer to a bank, but for free players or for players that are just starting out the game, this is your best option. We finally finished tanning the hides, so we're gonna finally sell them. I also had to lower the price there. We're not gonna make as much GP as I thought, but yeah, 1.8 mil if they sell. I don't know if they sell because it's art leather, so yeah, but we should be looking to make like 500k, I think, from it, so yeah. Okay, there we go, we sold everything. It took us like 4 hours to sell, and yeah, it took a little bit of a while. I guess, you know, I don't have the biggest market share, I guess, or the biggest volume when it comes to it, but regardless, we made like 50 GP profit on each, more than that. So now that we have almost 2 mil, I think that it's fine to it's time to finally get it home. So we're gonna finally be doing one of the best methods when it comes to moneymaker that requires pretty much nothing when it comes to just stats. I think I can buy like 10k. And then, so because then each normal log costs like 100 GP at the sawmill to turn into planks, so that should be around 1 mil, 1.8. Yeah, I think that's enough. If it's not, then I can just sell some planks, but yeah, so I'm gonna turn them into planks. There are only 3 sawmills in the game, so pretty much what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be using the west bank, or the east bank rather, go to the sawmill and then go back. There are a couple of other options. As you can see, you have the ring of elements, you have the balloon here as well, you have the lumberyard teleports and whatnot. I'm just gonna walk it out because, again, you know, I don't want to invest GP into that. Or you could actually just use the woodcutting guild instead, which as a bank sawmill right there. It's a much shorter walk, but you do need level 60 woodcutting, I think, and you do need like 75% favor to enter. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I think that after this we should actually have enough GP to finally buy our Berserker ring. Okay, so and this also has happened because, as you can see, I have 3 mil in my inventory that came out of nowhere, which were the platinum tokens I had in my bank, because I had like 5 mil in my bank before I started the series, and I converted it into platinum tokens to, well, not mix with the series. And I did my planks, and then went to raid, or I was invited to raid. So I converted my platinum tokens into GP so I could buy supplies, because I didn't have supplies, and I completely forgot I had GP already in the inventory, so I just banked it, or in the bank from the inventory yesterday, banked it, and now it's all together. So I don't actually remember how much GP I got left from all of the planks. If I remember correctly, it was something like 100 something K, but I don't necessarily remember. So there's 100k in this pile that is supposed to be from the series itself that I got left from the planks, because all of the planks cost me 1 million GP to convert into planks, and I had like 1.1 something, you know, million, I don't remember. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna forget about this 100k, I'm just gonna convert everything back into platinum tokens, and I really hope I don't actually forget it again, because yeah, but we did the planks. Look, I did not have any staminas or anything like that, and I was legitimately taking like 2 minutes back and forth. So it would take me like a minute walking there, and then it would take me another minute to come back, so I was doing like legit like 20 runs per hour. It wasn't very pleasant, but you know, I did eventually do, again, like it took me like 15 hours, I think, something like that. So yeah, like I think I was actually doing less than 20 runs per hour. I think maths, yeah, I don't know, like took me a long time. Regardless, I just do stupid fucking grinds all the time, but we have the planks here, that's what matters, and we can actually sell them. And I'm just, the active traded price says that I'm gonna try and sell them for this, because it would actually be nice amount of GP. I'm just gonna leave them overnight, maybe, okay, maybe not selling them like that, maybe I'm gonna like, okay, you know, lower the price a little bit, but I don't want to lower the price too much, because I think that, like, you know, it would be nice to have an X, please. Do I just leave them selling, or do I dump the, okay, I want to get at least 3 mil from it, because, you know, kind of 3 mil, oh my lord. Okay, okay, so they are selling, although a bit slowly, but they are selling, so I'm gonna leave them, probably just gonna go do something else, and then I'll come back, because, you know, at least 3 mil from fucking 15 hours of grinding should be good enough. And I'm gonna bank this, and I'm gonna try and not forget. But look, at my level, if someone invites you for a raid, you just go on the raid, you know what I mean? Because that's how I make most of my GP. Okay, you know what, this is maybe taking a little bit too long to sell. Yeah, we've sold like 4,000 planks, I think. It's taking, I'm gonna bite the bullet, I'm just gonna sell it, because I want to move on, because we still have other things to do. As you can see, the offer was there for 40 minutes pretty much, and after 27 it wasn't selling anymore, so I'm just gonna dump them and hope for the best. And yeah, 2.9, it should still be enough, I think. Berserker ring. Yeah, exactly. Oof, just barely. But I should be able to buy it. Yes, let's go. 70k Okay, and a Berserker ring for our troubles. And with that, we have a couple of other items to go. I just realized, where's my blessing? Wait, hold up. Okay, my blessing was in the bank. I completely forgot that I banked it for the raid. But yeah, we have a couple of items left to go, and we're almost there. Hey, so welcome to episode 3, and kinda medium. You can probably see in the chat what I've been doing, and yeah, that's because I thought I had recorded all of this. I've been doing this for almost an hour at this point, and I did not realize that I did not essentially do what I should have done. I mean, an hour this session, because I did another session before, because yes, after I afforded the B ring and we had like 80k, 70k, something like that, I decided to do my best money making method, and yeah, as you can see, look at that, all hides, so and as you can see, they have pretty good profit, a pretty good margin. The dragon hide seem to be lower in price and seem to be crashing, while the leather seems to be going up in price, so I'm making more and more profit per dragon hide and per leather. I've been doing this for a little bit. Let me just try and see if I can dragon hide. No, I cannot see how much of the limit I still have to go. It shouldn't be, yeah, but I've been doing them for a little bit. As you can see, I've been tanning some hides, and yeah, but yeah, I've also the first one, at least from this session, because I already exhausted blue dragon hides a little bit ago. So, and then I took a break, and then 4 hours later I came back, and I've been doing them again for an hour. I've done a nice amount of GP, but yeah, I have some leathers to tan, and I'm gonna show you, because I'm not actually using Alcarid, I'm using the crafting guild, because I wanted to test how much faster the crafting guild was than Alcarid, and I know that obviously you need either 99 crafting or the Falador diaries to do it, so you know, I know that's not exactly noob friendly, but I wanted to try it out, and it was, oh my god, so much better. I'm gonna show you how fast it actually is to do it at the crafting guild, to just show you what what it does and how you do it. Essentially, just go here, you find the dude, click on him, he wanders around, so it can be a bit hard, but you do that, you turn all of them, and then you go back for the next round. That's how much faster it is compared to Valkyrie, where you have to run all the way to the tunnel and then all the way back. It's that much faster. So yeah, I think after this batch I should have enough to buy the items I need for the rest. I think, in any case, if I don't, I'll just be doing this until I do, because this is actually a really good money making method, and again, like in case you haven't noticed, blue dragon hide, especially now, it's with a very good margin. As you can see, 53, I've been buying it for like 70, 80, so, but yeah, blue dragon leather, and yeah, that's 92, I've actually been selling it for 1800 and usually like 60, 70, depending on the price, but yeah, it's essentially like each hide costs 10 GP to 10, so I am making around 100 GP, give or take, per hide, and then with the G tax, which is another 20 GP, it's around 50 to 100 depending on the margin. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish doing this and I'll be back. Okay, so as if I couldn't get any more scaffed of a fucking episode, I was recording me selling the fucking leather, and just it crashed, my recorder crashed, so I already sold the leather, and yeah, I can't even fucking show it. I can show myself selling the fucking leather, but yeah, here it is, fucking... Anyway, as you can see, it's a pretty good margin. That was almost like 120 GP margin there, and this is already including the tax, so if we have 20 GP here, we made 95 GP each on each hide profit, just pure profit, and given that the crafting guild is actually pretty fast to do it, so it's a pretty good profit, and yeah, we did a couple of hides here, so but yeah, with that out of the way, we have enough GP to actually buy the rest of the things that we need, which I was gonna do before it fucking crashed. My lord, this episode is completely scary. I don't know if I'm even gonna release this. I think I'm just gonna finish the series midway through and not actually fucking release the last part. Jesus fucking. Anyway, we need 5 items, and let's start by the most expensive one, obviously, Fury. Let's start with the Fury, and I mean 2.5 mil should be enough to buy this one. There it is. We got ourselves a Fury, and then we're gonna go for the Obsidian Cape, the cape that defies the good players from the noobs, or at least the good players that still don't have a fire cape. And then we're gonna go Brine Saber. There we go. Another nice weapon to our arsenal, and then we're gonna go Spiked Manacles. There we go. Another weapon to our arsenal, and then we should go Combat Bracelet, and I really hope that this doesn't actually have requirements, because if it does, I'm gonna be kinda sad low-key. And wait, that's everything, right? Yeah, no, that's everything. I don't think I need to buy anything else. I think that's everything. Yeah. So if we equip everything, I think yes, there we go. Okay, look at our full setup right there. Look at this absolute I mean, if you saw this person in the wilderness, you would just run away. Look at that. It doesn't get better than this. It does not get better. Look at the stats, man. Look at that. It's just too good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the series. I really don't have much more to say about it. It was kind of fun to do, except for this last episode that it was fucking scuffed as shit. Wait, the Brine Saber is a special attack? Really? Oh, it can only be used underwater. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this series. It was something way more experimental here in the channel, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I kind of enjoy playing the game like this. I enjoy doing these weird grinds. And I mean, obviously the setup, I don't need this setup. Look at my stats. I just use the setup as a pretext to like do the moneymakers, and except for the B-Ring and the Fury, those I'm probably gonna keep because I'm doing my T-Bow rebuild, so I'm probably gonna keep those. But regardless, I like doing these grinds, and I'm not really used to just playing the game too much, so this was mostly a scuffed series that I just wanted to try. It's a mini series at the end of the day that I wanted to just put some restrictions and sort of, you know, try my best to make some GP in the game. Yeah, if you have any idea of like any restrictions you'd like to see me try, or any gear setups that you'd like to see me try and get, or anything like that, or a combination of the two, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll probably do it, because again, like at this point in my account, if you want to make GP, people just ask you, hey, you want to go raid, and you just go raid. That's pretty much there is to it. So I kind of miss doing like these weird grinds and everything. And yeah, I wanted to do something that was more noob friendly and everything, that, you know, money makers that people could actually just do, and that's why I added the restriction of not being able to do money makers that required above level 40. So yeah, and we have 250k to spare for you to buy some sharks or cram-ones or whatever you need. Yeah, and again, like I know that this episode was a bit scuffed and whatnot because I wanted to record the things, but I completely forgot. Yeah, just an absolute mess. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me just see how much the entire setup. School active. Yeah, it's almost an 8 mil setup. Not bad with the methods that I used. Obviously the, you know, blue leather was maybe a bit too OP of a method, especially when the margins are not talk to history. The margins are 100 GP per leather, so yeah, but yeah, it was a nice experiment, and I'll see you next time. Again, if you have any restrictions or anything like that you would like to see me do, leave them down below.